It was just an average Monday. Had customers yelling at me, manager yelling at me, and always cleaning up after the customers. My name is Wagie, your average superstore retail worker. I get paid minimum wage for my hard work at Floyd's Grocery and go home to my PC where I complain about wanting a girlfriend and a better job to an online community consisting of 20-year-olds who live with their parents. For some reason though, this day seemed like it was much harder than the others. It began when my employer introduced us to this new robot who was supposed to report spills and other mishaps in the store. I was suspicious of this robot the entire time I worked. I constantly kept my eyes upon it, feeling like it was constantly watching me as I did my job. I even felt relieved when my shift ended, happily getting my ass in my 2003 Chevy Silverado and driving home. The next day, I was going to be working a graveyard shift. Normally, this would have been fine with me as the store was less busy, so I had less work to do. But now I dreaded it, all because of that damn robot. As the time approached, I hesitantly got ready for my shift and headed out the door. The drive there felt longer than it ever had in my life. I was constantly thinking about the robot that I would have to face when I started my shift. This clouded my mind bad enough that I almost got into an accident at an intersection. I just kept driving, knowing that I would definitely be written up if I was late again. I arrived at the store, going to the break room to clock in. I then walked up to my superior, asking him what he wanted me to do. He told me that he wanted me to begin doing inventory as it was nearing the end of the week. I complied, making my way over to the shelves. I swear I caught a glimpse of that robot following me as I walked to my destination. I was taking inventory in the cereal aisle when I heard that familiar hum of the robot in the distance. I ignored even as it neared me, until I heard a crash. I turned around to see bottles of seed oil on the floor, smashed with oil all over it. I saw the robot moving away. I groaned in frustration, grabbing my mop wet angered at the fact that the smart robot had crashed into a shelf of the oil. I was going to tell my manager when it dawned on me, was this robot actually tormenting me? It had been following me around. My shift was almost over, and I was going to clock out. I oddly seemed to be the only in the store now. I entered the break room to see Marty the robot, just still, his eyes looking directly at me. I was frozen in fear now. Marty began to approach. I could not move. He began playing Human by the Human League, the same song that was playing on the store radio when he knocked over the bottles of oil. Marty approached close to me now. I'm only human, of flesh and blood. I'm made came from Marty. I then felt a force begin to rip my flesh from me as it now wrapped around the robot. I screamed in pain as my flesh came off, then it all went black. I awoke in my bed in a sweat. I felt relieved that it was just a dream. I went up to grab some water, but when I entered my hallway, I saw a tall figure sitting still at the end of the hallway.